Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to the Bootcamp Blueprint, the place where personal trainers go to grow their bootcamp. Now, I'm super excited because this week we've got a very special guest. They're from the complete other side of the world, which is always interesting, and they run a very, very interesting topic, something that I've never heard about before. I've been in the industry a while now, and what these people do, I haven't heard of anyone else doing it. It's something that I've always wanted to do with my boot camp, but I just didn't know how. So anyways, we're going to get into a bit more of that as we go through the podcast. But without further ado, let me introduce the one and only Mr. David Ortiz from Travel Fit Retreats. David, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Jono. I appreciate the very eloquent and very well said introduction. Yes, hi everybody. My name is David Ortiz. I'm the Director of Business Development here at Travel Retreats. And what we do, we plan your trips for you for your retreats. So any type of fitness retreats you're planning to do, say for instance, Bali, Indonesia, we're definitely able to facilitate the process and have you focus on your fitness business. And that's what we do here at Travel Fit Retreats.
Wow, love it. And I want to get into all those juicy details about how, because I'm sure all my listeners are curious. Before we get into that, what I'd like to chat to you about, David, is retreats. Like, what are they? Why should bootcamp instructors do them? What are the benefits? Run me through that. Now, keep in mind, all this audience, or majority of this audience, are probably running their own boot camps. So what do you think? Why should these bootcamp instructors take their group out on the retreats? What are some advantages from the retreats?
Hey, John, thanks again for that. So yeah, definitely we do feel like fitness retreats is something new to the world, because a lot of people didn't really have the accessibility, didn't really feel safe to travel and to do fitness because we didn't really understand what was going on, where we wanted to go. But now the world is so open and broad and people are traveling across the world. They want to do something extra instead of just laying by the beach, instead of just, seeing sights. They want to do something more with their time. And we've been getting a lot of feedback from individuals saying that, well, we don't really know this information because our fitness instructors never really brought this opportunity to us or never really spoke about it. So here at Travel Fit Retreats, we're trying to push our fitness instructors to the next level in order to excel in their business. Now, they can do that in many different ways, but a great option would be just take them on a fitness retreat. And some people are always asking us, like, does this business plan or model really work? Do people really respond well? Well, go online and check out some of the testimonies from people who've done fitness retreats. They have skyrocketed in their business. People know them because they're like, well, this person, they're able to plan a great trip on top of fitness being implemented in it. And the best thing about this is the fact that you don't have to worry about the ins and outs of it. All you have to do is schedule it, and then we will facilitate the process from the time you get off the plane, point A, to the point Z when you get back onto the plane. Now, typically, if you take at least 10 people and you refer a friend, I mean, how much more exposure would you get from that? And it'll do a massive amount. And a lot of people, I guess the biggest trial and tribulation here is just presenting the opportunity to your clients. But you don't know how many clients really want to go on a fitness retreat until you ask. And I'm pretty sure you can gather 10 people. I mean, we've had people, when we present this opportunity to them, do at least 30. And this was just a yoga fitness retreat. It's been amazing what we've been able to do for fitness instructors. And we work closely with them on the day-to-day itinerary and excursions and really get them to the next level of their business, and all without having the hassle of actually planning it. I mean, who wants to plan hotels, excursions, having to, deal with, I guess, the the commission structures, how much they should be, how much money they should allocate to this. So we deal with the whole process, and we kind of really make that experience feel like it's personal to your clients, because that's what you want, and that's what we give a personal experience.
Love it. So let's break down a few of those points there. Let's start right from the top. I love how you said, David, that a lot of people, when they go on holidays, they want to do something on holidays, because that's me to a T. right?
Mhm.
I just can't think of anything worse than just going away for like 2 weeks and doing absolutely nothing. I'm, quite a driven person, quite a fit person. I got to do something. And here's the thing,
Absolutely.
I have done little holidays like that before. So
Mhm.
like I'm a regular at Thailand. I go to Phuket every couple of years. I haven't done
I
recently,
love
but
Phuket.
I go there for their kickboxing boot camps, their Muay Thai, right? And it's
Oh yeah.
awesome. It's so much fun because I go there and I learn a skill, I do something physical, and I get to experience a different culture. But the down point is I've got to do that on my own, right? I've also
Right.
done, when I was younger, I went to Spain for a surf and yoga retreat, believe it or not, which was
And
funny
how did
because
that work out?
amazing. I loved it, right? But here's the funny thing. I'm from Sydney, Australia, all right? Like the surfing
Right.
capital of the world. But I don't surf over here. But I wanted to experience Spanish culture. And I didn't just
Right.
want to go there and do nothing. And I don't really like the touristy stuffs that much. But I was like, you know what? I wouldn't mind going and surfing and yoga. And it was amazing, right? So I think it's a really there's people, so many people like me out there that want to do these things, but we don't necessarily have people to do them with. So I think it's really
Mhm.
cool if it's a fitness retreat where it's like, well, hey, I don't have any holidays booked on the, in this sort of Christmas period here. And like, a lot of
Mhm.
my friends are married or have kids and, they don't want to
Right.
do this sort of stuff. But hey, my boot camp, I get on well with all my participants in my boot camp. Maybe we would all go and do it together. And if someone else is going to organize all this, then awesome. So I love that from the participant's point of view, right? So if you're listening
Absolutely.
to this as a boot camp instructor, you can give your participants not only an amazing experience at your boot camp, but if you could also book an end of year holiday to somewhere else, like that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
I love that side of things. And I've always half wanted to do it, but then I was
Mhm.
like, you know what? I want to do it, but then I'm like, man, this is going to be a pain in the ass. Like, organizing the flights and
Right.
then making sure everyone's got the same flights and then finding the cheapest hotel and then making sure everyone's good with that accommodation and then on top of that making sure that I actually make a few dollars or that I actually don't lose money from like all the work that I'm losing in that. It just sounded so complicated. So it's amazing if that's what you guys do. So I was hoping you could break some of that down for us, David. Let's just start absolute simple thing, all right? Let's say there's a
Sure.
trainer, they're listening to this and they're like, all right, I'm possibly thinking of doing this. The first thing I recommend if that's you is follow these guys on Instagram. You can find them at Travel Fit Retreats on Instagram or just go to the website, travelfitretreats.com. But even let's go before that, right? Let's say, David, someone's like, you know what, I don't know if I'll go to that website. I don't really know what these guys do. Give us the breakdown. If someone, let's pretend I'm a potential. Let's do that. That could be fun. Let's say
Okay.
I've booked in a slot and I'm giving you a call now. And I'm like, hi, David, it's Jono. I actually run a local boot camp here in Sydney. I'm potentially, looking to take my boot camp on an overseas sort of fitness retreat sort of thing. I hear you
Mhm.
guys help with sort of that. How does it work? What should I do? What would be the first thing you'd say to me?
Okay. So as a fitness instructor, Jono, the first thing I would say is, okay, great. You want to do it in Australia, right?
Oh, look, you know what? I'm in Australia, but I
Mhm.
feel like in Australia, we like to get out of Australia. So I don't know if you guys do anything around, the Asia region is popular here, the Balis, the Thailands, the
Yes.
Fijis, maybe New Zealand either, but a lot of my listeners are from New Zealand too. But yeah, ideally maybe some of those places. Do you organize them? Do you have things there?
So we organize retreats wherever you want to go. It does not matter the location. We figure out everything from front end to back end, and we've been doing this for a little while now, and helping instructors really get on their feet and figuring out where they want to go. So my first piece of advice is always figure out at least one city that you want to do a fitness retreat at. So say for instance, we would do Phuket, right? So you've been to Phuket before. You're quite familiar. I'm very familiar with Phuket. I've actually done a fitness retreat out there myself. It was a cycling fitness retreat. It was very intense because it's lots of hills, and then you get into the city, and it's just like it's so much fun because the beach is right there. You get to really feel the culture. But a lot of people don't really know where to start with that, and we always say start off with a city. So Phuket, for instance, we would plan everything like you said, from the hotel to excursions. So say for instance, for me, I did a cycling retreat. We had to figure out the terrain and the roads and where we're going to be going and all the little niche details a lot of people forget. We don't. We cover it from point A to point B. And I think that's something that's good when it comes to you're consulting somebody for a travel fitness retreat, because you don't really know what the parameters of how much you can do. So first off, always figure out the city.
City.
That's
Okay.
what we need.
Let's do that. So let's say you've sold me into Phuket there, David. What's the next thing? Is it duration? How long do we have to go for? Should we go for? What's the idea there?
Okay, so the minimum we always recommend is 4 to 7 days. You definitely want to be able to have them experience something. You know, you're going on a fitness retreat. You're going on a retreat itself. You definitely want to because not every day you're going to be sitting there doing fitness 24/7. You actually want to experience the scenery. You want to experience the culture. You want to do other things within the parameters of it. If you just do a retreat anywhere from 2 to 3 days, you're not really getting the full extent of being there and the experience as well. And we definitely don't want to oversaturate your time with just the fitness. We want to make sure that you have all types of experience as well while on your retreat.
Wow, love it. So this is getting better and better. So let's say I'm going to go for 7 days. All right. I think a week is cool. It's a nice sort of time period there. Now, there's a few different questions I've got here, David. On those 7 days, how much of those, let's go back to boot camp, right? So let's say the person's like, look, it's going to be a bit of a fitness thing. We are going to run a boot camp every day. What would you recommend? How does that work? Would you then say, all right, look, what you're going to do is run the boot camp yourself as the trainer every day, and then we're going to organize things for you to do throughout the day? Or how does that sort of work? Break us down that. What are some ideas that you would do throughout the day that are fitness or aren't fitness related? Hey, you there, David? Hey, brother. Sorry, I think it cut out. You there, David?
Can you hear me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yes, sorry about that. Awesome. Phone acted weird and it kicked me off of Zoom. We're back on.
Easy. I'll edit that. That's all right. We'll just go back to that question.
Sure.
All right, cool. So let's say, David, once again, most people listening to this are boot camp instructors. So we've booked a 7-day trip. What would you recommend there? Should the trainer run a boot camp every day? Should they run a couple boot camps a day? Should they run one and then get someone else to run another one over there, or do some yoga? Or let's start, because I guess there's 2 points. There's the exercise side of things, then there's the tourist side of things. Let's just start with the exercise side of things. What would you sort of recommend there?
So we would always recommend at least, say for instance, you're doing a 7-day trip, we would always recommend at least 4 to 5 events. You could tailor it to your own, but we would have 4 to 5 events throughout the whole trip. So, you'll do yoga and dinner, or yoga and breakfast, or yoga and brunch, and we'll kind of collaborate the two and have you doing personal. We'll have something that is structured for you to go on, right? And then from there, if you guys decide to run off course a little bit, do something a little bit different from the planning we have in place, then from there, you go ahead and personalize it, even tailor even more to when the people are there. But we always recommend at least 4 to 5 fitness planning around your event. So we would definitely, so I'm thinking 4 to 5 for the 7 days. Other than that, we would also plan breakfast for you. We would also plan other excursions and other accommodations. So say, for instance, you have something, you want to do paragliding, right? On the beach while you're there surfing or doing the boot camp. And we'll go ahead and throw that in for you. And all the costs are pretty much basically put into the whole package. So you don't really have to figure out which each and every individual is going to be what the cost may be. Unless somebody has a fear of heights or they don't want to do anything too intense, we would definitely just put it all together for all the clients.
Awesome. Okay, that makes sense. So let's say this is what I'm envisioning now. Let's pretend I'm that boot camp instructor again. So I'm like, all right, cool. That makes sense, David. So what I'm thinking of doing, we'll go there Monday to Sunday sort of thing. I'm going to run a boot camp myself there on the Phuket beach from Monday to Saturday morning. And then we'll also tee up a breakfast after that. And then also a couple of the nights there, I think we'll do some yoga. Are you able to find a yoga person for me, David, or do I need to bring someone over?
So we would always recommend to our fitness instructors for you to personally go, or to have a fitness instructor that you know of to go, because it really does a disservice to your own brand to plan something for you not to be there. We always recommend personalized touches, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to give your client a personalized touch and feel, and we don't want to do a disservice to your clients, right? Because that's who you are bringing abroad. So, say for instance you're doing Phuket, you don't want to bring a instructor that you don't know of, in Bali to run your fitness retreat. Let's definitely have you there. Let's definitely have you engaged. Let's have you involved. Let's have you having fun as well, because even with your accommodations and your stay, everything is put in together. And on top of that, you're still making money while being there. And that's the whole point. In order for the fitness instructors to also enjoy their time there. Imagine being able to do this and run about 4 to 5 retreats a year. You're practically on the go all the time, and you're making twice as much money while doing this retreat as well, I'm guessing. I mean, that's what we've heard from our feedback so far. We've heard a lot of successful stories and a lot of good feedback and people wanting to go back on fitness retreats. So to go back to your question, always recommend being there. Yes, you can have other instructors, but if you have a large studio and you're able to facilitate that process and you're the one managing it, fine. But have somebody that you know there. We can set someone up with other fitness instructors and from other yoga studios or other box studios. And we really don't want that. We want you, we would like for you to be there, but it's up to you. The ball is always in your court. We do what you feel is best for your customer.
Awesome. All right, cool. So that's starting to make a bit more sense for me now. Now, what about some of these other things that we do that I can't do so much? So let's say if it's, paragliding, or if it's surfing, or if it's stand-up paddleboarding, or if it's canoeing, or cycling, whatever it may sort of be there.
Right.
Do you find the people there? Would you find a surf instructor? Would you find a stand-up paddleboard instructor?
So what we would do is we would find other instructors and other studios who would collaborate with you and also help you on the retreat. So say, for instance, you're doing a yoga retreat, you would find another yoga instructor, or we would find you a yoga, basically, facility, because, they have different names for them, or suite or studio they may use. So we'll find somebody that you're able to use their facility in order to do whatever practices you may have while on this fitness retreat. We don't really know. It could range, we could say someone's going to do yoga, but they'll do like hot yoga instead. And we would have to figure something out around those accommodations. But that being said, we definitely want to make sure that it's tailored to what you want. So if you want a paddleboard instructor while you're there doing something different, we'll find you a paddleboard instructor. We'll find you anything that you want. So it's whatever the client really wants. And we'll always throw out recommendations to our clients, but we always try to tailor to what their brand shows, because it's really about your brand image. And that's what we want to do here. Make sure that your brand is being well kept and maintained.
Awesome. All right. And then my next question will be, do you then do the odd non-fitness stuff as well? So let's say I go to this retreat here in Phuket and I've organized, Monday to Friday, there's a boot camp every morning. We're going to do yoga a couple times a week. There's going to be a different water-based activity every single day. On the Saturday, would you say, hey, let's go and see this great Buddha, or let's go and see this, this museum, or see this cultural thing, or go to this cultural show? Do you do any of that as well, or it's strictly just the fitness side of things?
We try to, so we try to really keep it strictly revolved around fitness, because this is the whole point of the travels. We can throw that in, but that's also always tailored. So yes, we can, but we would prefer to stay along the lines of fitness.
Awesome. And then you might give everyone a couple nights free where it's like, hey, Tuesday night is your night. You can go
Yeah,
out and explore the town. Or, Saturday
exactly.
day, there's no boot camp stuff. You can go out and hit the town at the day or whatever.
Exactly. And that's something that we will also, that's the reason why we recommend 4 to 5 events revolved around fitness, because not everybody that goes is going to probably want to do fitness every single day. You're dealing with at least 10 clients. And that's something that we always push out there. We don't do fitness retreats unless if there's 10 clients or more, because then at that point, there's really, you want to be able to capitalize on your investment, but also have a group retreat. The experience is much different when there's 5 people or 8 people. 10 people is the minimum right now for our brand and what we're pushing for. But we're definitely able to, say, for instance, do something very niche. We would help you out, and if you have specific clients who are willing to accommodate these times and scheduling, it all really varies. But we want to keep it at least 10 clients.
Awesome. Well, hey, my next question here, David, is now about the money side of things. So,
Okay.
because this all sounds awesome, right? It's right now,
Right.
sign me up, right? I would like, if my boot camp instructor said to me, hey, we're all going to Thailand for a week's fitness retreat, I'm in, right?
Yeah.
But I want to know going back to the instructor, right? Let's say someone's they're a boot camp instructor. They want to know, hey, am I making money off this? Am I losing money, or am I breaking even but getting a free holiday? Run me through those. Is the goal to make money? Is it to lose money, but it's an investment for your business? Or is it just break even, you get a free holiday? I don't know.
Right.
Run through it with my listeners.
So thanks, Jono, for that. So definitely we're going to play off of the fact that, say, for instance, I'm speaking to you as a fitness instructor and I want to consult you about it. It all depends where your business and brand is as well. We definitely want to make sure that you make some money off of this. But if you feel like you just want to do it just to break even, just to have a fitness retreat yourself, or just to be able to, say, for instance, do a large marketing campaign and seeing what you could get out there, we definitely help you with that. But we would also say that the money that you make on top of it is solely up to you. It is, because what we do is we package everything together and we ask you what your budget would be. So we would give you, say, for instance, Phuket. We would run through the numbers and say altogether it would cost you X amount of dollars. If you want, from that point on, you dictate your commissions. We don't add any commissions into it, because every person has a different level of clientele they're working with. You can't really judge one household on another. So we put that solely into your side of the court. So we want to be able to let you dictate the amount of money you make from it. But definitely, we've always seen a surplus of revenue when it comes to individuals booking these retreats, because they're so affordable sometimes, depending on the place. And we always try to give you the best price possible. We want the instructors to be able to continue doing these travel fit retreats, because this is such a large market and so many people are now capitalizing off it. And we're really getting the noise and all the I guess you could say everybody is raving about it right now. Like, they want to do this, and this is something that's been done for years. It's just that a lot of people feel like they can't, or they're not able to do it because they don't know who to go to. And that's why we're here. We're here to bring you a service to be able to take your business to the next level.
I love it. Now, this might be an interesting question. Not sure if you can answer this one. Can you give us a sort of range where it's like, all right, most instructors usually spend between X amount and X amount per client to go on these things? What's I guess, a ballpark average spend that a client would pay to go on one of these, say on like a week retreat to like a
Um,
Thailand or something like that from Australia?
to be quite honest with you, so the fitness instructor doesn't pay for anything at all. It's the clients who pay for it all. So when we give you that bundled together package, it can range anywhere from $30,000 to $50,000 for the amount of 7 days. From there, from that amount, we would divide that by 10, or however many people you bring onto your retreat. and we would tell you, okay, so this is what your potential commissions could be as well if you were to put X, Y, and Z into the package as well. So it really does depend. I would say 30 to 50 as of right now, but that's something we could talk about within, the fine lines and the parameters of where you want to go.
And does that depend? So say 30 to 50, is that working on, say, 10 people? Does it get more expensive the more people, or does it get cheaper per person the more people? Does that come into it, or it's pretty steady, about 30 to 50 per 10 sort of thing?
It all really does depend, because if you're going to Bali, Bali is not as expensive as Phuket. It's not going to be as expensive when you're there. And I've been to both places, so I definitely understand and are able to give you the ratios. So if you're doing it, the reason why I say 30 to 50 is because one place, it could cost you 30,000, altogether for your accommodations for 10 people. And then you go to Phuket and it could cost you an extra 20 grand for 10 people. It also does vary. If you want to stay at a villa, would you like to stay at a hotel? Would you like to stay just in a regular Airbnb, just a house? It's the ball is always in your court, and we always just tailor it to what you want. So yes, it does vary, but we're going to say 30 to 50.
Awesome. So to make sure I've got my head around this, we've planned our retreat. We've got all these activities. We've got the fitness stuff. We've got the free time. We've got the flights. We've got the accommodation. You've basically put it together like a fitness travel agent sort of thing. And you've said, Jono, great. The costs for this are going to be $30,000 for the 7 days. You've got 10 people coming. It's then up to you, Jono. You usually make $2,000 a week over there in Australia, and you're not going to be working. So you might want to say, give yourself a $2,000, whatever you call it, a $2,000 pay. So you're going to charge your clients $32,000. There's 10 of them. So divided by 10, each person is going to pay $3,200. Is that how it works financially?
So say for instance, again, it really does vary, because we've had fitness instructors here who just wanted to go on a retreat themselves and not make any type of money off of it. And that's totally fine with us as well. We want to make sure that we accommodate your needs. But if you're making $2,000 a week and then another $2,000 the next week, you at least want to come up even, right? Come out of it even. So you divide that by $4,000 and you get your some amount of money. And if you can make money on top of that, depending on your clientele, and your client better than I do, then we go ahead and we facilitate the process and put that into the overall cost. But we definitely do instruct you on how much money you would like to make on top of that. But that's after, of course, we get the basics out of it. And that's planning the retreat, knowing where you guys are flying into. And here at Travel Fit Retreat, just to let you know, we don't book flights. Now, the only reason why we don't book flights is because you don't know where your client may be at that point in time. We just want you to make sure that you have the city. We have the city that you want to go to. We have the time and date you want to go. And from there, we would facilitate the process. Unfortunately, it's just like with plane tickets, you don't know. Like your person could be coming from Switzerland to go to Bali, who knows, or go to Phuket. So it's that, it makes it fun, and knowing that at the end of the day, you're able to engage with so many different of your clients without having to now bear the burden of having to plan it. So I know it kind of sounds a little up in the air when we're talking about plane tickets, because a lot of our fitness instructors, they always ask about that, like, hey, would you plan to book the tickets and whatnot? And you don't know, we always tell them as well, make sure your client books the ticket. Don't book the ticket for them. You're just doing the retreat. And that's what you want to really present the opportunity for your clients, is just to go on a fitness retreat instead of doing anything else in the world that makes you just sitting on, always, I feel like with a lot of our clients, they really get on the fact that you don't want to gain another 20 or 40 pounds on the beach, sipping pina coladas and whatnot. It's just a pain point. We always play around, but it's so much fun because you get to understand that you're able to do something outside of what you know. And that's what people want to do these days. That's the reason why they're doing fitness retreats. They want to go somewhere and experience a different type of geographic background on top of what they love to do. And there's so many people who are so passionate about fitness these days, and so passionate about health, and so passionate about seeing the world. And that's what that's what I love. That's what I love to do. We love to do that here. We want to help you create that experience that you've always wanted. Well, I mean, imagine really going to Phuket or Bali, or say, for instance, Phuket, and you're doing yoga over the scenery of the backdrop of the Phuket beach, and you're at Banyan Din resorts. That's one of the places that we've been to, and we've done it before. And it really does bring you a calming feeling. So definitely about the experience, definitely about, having you make money on top of it, but everything is tailored to what you want. So at the end of the day, I would definitely want to say there's really no number you could put on it. Literally, you create the number as we go.
Love that. Well, hey, David, that's given me a pretty good picture, and I think my listeners as well. So if someone's interested, either you or Holly do 20-minute chats, is that right? My listeners could go to your website and they could book a chat with you, a no obligation chat, right? Just to see what you do and what goes on. And if they want to move forward, they move forward. If they don't, they don't. And just to run through that website again, I'll put it in the description links, but it's travelfitretreats.com.
Yes.
Awesome. And it's awesome.
And you'll be able to go down and kind of like scroll through our page, and you'll be able to put down a free consultation for about 20 minutes. We'll run through some numbers with you. We can run through maybe a potential itinerary plan, a potential destination, what the cost may run you, just an overall consensus of what you want to do, and kind of like consult you into the right direction. And what we also like to tell our people who are listening here, and fitness instructors we always consult, is give yourself anywhere from 8 to 12 months. You don't want to go anywhere less than that, especially when planning something so tedious. Having everybody come together at one time and knowing what benefits will come out of it. There's a lot to commit to when you're doing a fitness retreat, and this is something that a lot of people, they feel like it's overbearing. That's the reason why they don't do it. So we want to give you leeway time, and we want to console you and point you in the right direction. A lot of times as well, we'll have a lot of more information on our website, so you can kind of go through there and kind of sign up to our email, listing as well. And we'll send you out weekly updates of new fitness retreats, give you ideas, really give you more information and more of that service, because that's where it starts. It starts off at the information, and you can find that on our website at travelfitretreats.com.
Awesome. And then Instagram as well. I just followed you just then. I can't wait to see some of the photos and the boot camps and the fitness stuff in all these locations. And the Instagram was Travel Fit Retreats.
Correct.
Awesome. Well, hey, David, that's pretty much all we got time for today. So thank you very much for your time. Just before I leave you to it, is there anything I forgot? Is there anything I should have asked you but didn't? Or is there anything you want to finish us off with?
I don't think I have any other details to give out to our clients right now, except for if you want to get in contact with us as soon as you feel it's the right time for you, because that's something that we always like to give our clients is this is on your time schedule. This is what we want to give you a service that you're able to now say to yourself, I feel at peace, because a lot of people don't feel good about it if they don't reach out, and we have to reach out and get that information. So don't feel like we're going to pressure you to get to a fitness retreat. No, we're here to give you information and to guide you and to place you in the right time period that you're able to execute on this. So thank you so much, Jono. I really do appreciate the time, and your listeners, feel free to reach out to us again. travelfitretreats.com. Follow us on Instagram on travelfitretreats, and you could also book, again, a free 20-minute consultation or shoot us an email. We'll get back to you as soon as possible, and definitely we're willing to listen to all your thoughts and all your concerns. So don't feel shy, to reach out to us and ask us a couple of questions.
Love that. And I'm just going to add as well, here's my recommendation to the listeners. I would reach out now. I would have that free 20-minute chat now, because especially if you're here in Australia, this is the time when people are going to go away, right? In that sort of December time period. And David mentioned it's about an 8 to 12 month thing anyway. So if you're thinking, you know what? I wouldn't mind going on one of these retreats this time next year. It's probably not a bad idea to reach out now because then you can start the planning process. But anyways, thank you very much for your time, David, and we'll be in touch.
Take care, General.